Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Thanks for coming in this Thursday. Hope all you guys are having a great Thursday. We are starting block 26 of the Splendid Sampler. I am super excited, guys, to get going on this tonight. At first, I was like, whoa, this is crazy, but I think I got it figured out, and I'm super excited to do it. I'm going to flip you guys around. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Thanks so much for coming in tonight. Hello, Andrew. How are you? So we are starting block 26 of the Splendid Sampler. So we are cruising right along with this. We are over a quarter done with the Splendid Sampler now. If you want to find out more about the Splendid Sampler, go to thesplendidsampler.com. Yeah, it's a crazy looking block. I'm totally with you. So it's a year-long quilt-along, and we are on block 26 of 100, and they come out every Thursday and Sunday. So it is Thursday. Yes, we are 26% of the way done. You're absolutely right. All right, guys. So it looks intense, right? I mean, when I opened up my web page today for this and looked at it, I'm like, whoa. This is going to be crazy. First of all, I thought it was English paper piecing, which can get really hands-on and time-consuming. But then once I read through the instructions a little bit, I would realize that, oh, it's kind of like that origami-esque triangle that we did a couple blocks ago. It's a lot like that. So I am pretty excited to get going on it. I think I'm going to skip ahead and do one of those little Dresdens, that little cute shaped thing. I think I'm going to skip ahead and do one of those right away. Skip the circles, the beginning part of it, and then work on that. All right, so if you guys are new here, my name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we create lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. I'm the author of Sew and Stitch Embroidery and a fabric designer as well, and I'm here every night at 9:30 p.m. Central. And we craft and relax. I'm kind of with you. A simple 9-patch would be pretty welcome about now. A little an easy block versus all these intense ones. But all right, guys, let me know what you're working on tonight. This is our time to just chill and relax and see what we can do with this block. I'm pretty excited about it. I've never done anything like this at all. Never done a Dresden thing. Never done odd shapes like this, so I'm pretty excited. Let's hope it works out. In my head, it makes sense, but you never know, right? So I'll flip you guys around and we'll get started. You've done a hand piece Dresden, so like a paper piece thing. Yeah, I haven't even done that. Oh, see, a Dresden ruler? Now that's fancy. I'm gonna just use the templates we got going on here. So here's kind of what I got for my fabric, what I kind of got picked out. So for this main area, I'm thinking of this pretty painted fabric. This is by Mona Luna, and this is one of my favorite ones. Oh, you haven't done it either, and you've been quilting for 30 plus years. Yep, that's why the Splendid Sampler is so great, because even if you haven't, oh, we're flipped already. Even if you haven't done a lot before, or even if you've quilted a ton before, there's always something to work on, always something new and fresh, and it's just been a really exciting thing. Yeah, the designers are pulling out their guns, I know, right? Okay, this is by Jane Davidson, by the way. She's one of the people who started this whole entire project with Pat Sloan. So she's responsible right here. Okay, so I thought here was an opportunity for me to finally really show off this fabric. I love it. We've used it in little bits here and there for my block so far, but never as like the main showcase piece. So this is gonna be my circle. And then I thought these three fabrics were kind of fun. I'm gonna do these for the Dresdens, which are the funny little these little shapes here. What I like about them is that they have a white base, and then it's just these lines, so they all kind of relate to each other. Plus, they're all directional. They all have lines that sort of point us in a direction. So I thought I'd kind of fussy cut them, so they're all kind of pointing around this circle. I thought that'd be kind of a fun little deal. So we'll give that a try. And then this background, I have the fun red fabric that has these trees on and stuff. we use this for that seagull block, but I thought that is just, the red is kind of a nice background. And then these would also be those little circles that are on it, these little guys, and then these little kind of flower stem line things I thought could be this dark blue, kind of goes along with everything. So those would pop there, and then it would have like a little circle, so kind of like that. All right, so here's my plan, guys. So if I read the instructions, it starts by having us make our templates from all of the circles and the Dresden block. I'm going to make the template out of this, but I'm going to skip all this circle stuff to the end. I'm going to get straight to the Dresden blocks because that's what I'm really excited about with this block. And I read through this a couple times, and it sounds like all these circles we can just chill out and wait till later. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So we're going to start with template A here. And then instructions, it says, using the templates plastic, make template A. I don't have templates plastic. I've never used it before. My guess is to make your own templates, and maybe to make it thicker so it's easier to trace a bunch of things all at once, and maybe because it's see-through, maybe. Freezer paper ×3, yeah. So I thought instead I'd just grab a postcard. This is one of my postcards. You know, this has some thickness to it. I thought I'd just trace this onto a postcard and then cut it out, and then that shape can be my guide, because the postcard will be thick enough to draw around. So I think that's all I'm going to do for the template. So I'm going to scooch all these out. Let's make this template because I want to get sewing one of these blocks. So I've already cut one out. Oh, empty plastic milk bottles. Now that's an interesting idea. Unfortunately, I don't drink a lot of milk, so I don't have any of those. But I mean, I don't know. I guess the see-throughness is nice, but other than that, I don't know why a thick piece of paper or a thick cardboardy thing, or like a cereal box cardboard. I'm not sure why that wouldn't work. I mean, plastic would be lovely because then you can see through it, but I think we'll be fine. But I'm gonna make it with this, and we'll just see if it works. So here, let's put him on his. Let's make the thing cute too. Let's put it on his little face, little hedgehog face. All right, so I'm gonna just draw around the edge of this. I'm guessing that we just don't use this paper template because it's flimsy and it'll get difficult to trace, because I think we have to trace like 12 blocks. Yeah, I'm fussy cutting the template, I know, right? Here's the last one here. All right. Yeah, because then his face is in there. All right, I'm using my paper scissors. I don't want to use my good fabric scissors on this because it'll dull it out. Alright. I feel like I have to concentrate on all my cutting now. No chatting through cutting. Alright. This line. Okay, I think it'll be easier to go up this way. That template's plastic, though. That sounds pretty interesting. I mean, it'd be cool to have sheets of that laying around. All right. So here is my little guy, little hedgehog. All right. So now I don't need this flimsy one anymore. I got this cute one. Okay. So these are our 3 Dresden plate guys. I'm gonna just pick one. Let's pick this red one because I like the red. Oh, some of the plastics are hard to write on. My Dresden ended up being 7.5. Oh, well, that's interesting. Well, we'll have to see if that happens. If that happens here, then we'll have to really assess what went wrong. Do you know what happened? All right, so you know what? I'm going to draw on the right side of the fabric for this. Oh, you don't know what went wrong? Oh, that's interesting. Well, we'll see how it goes here. All right, so it says, okay, here's the Dresden plate section now. Fold the Dresden, oh wait, we gotta back it up. Trace template A, Dresden blade, on wrong side of the 2.5-inch squares. I'm not doing the 2.5-inch squares, I'm just gonna cut it. I'm gonna fussy cut right out of my fabric. On wrong side of squares for fabrics B, C, and D. Okay, just as a note, we're doing 4 of each B, C, and D. I know that because it wanted me to cut 4 squares of all of that. But again, I'm just going to fussy cut it right out of there. So there's 12 in all, so 4 of each. So I'm going to, I wonder if we should starch and stuff again. Probably if I'm going to press and whatever, we'll just starch. So, all right, I will, I'll throw some starch on here and press it. I mean, we got a little folds in here too, so let's swoop up, and we'll do that. Need some hedgehog fabric to fussy cut Dresden blades. That would be fun. I have actually a couple of collections of mine have that little hedgehog in. That'd be kind of fun. Although that none of my well, actually some of my fabrics, but most of my fabrics don't go with my color choices and the fabrics that I chose for the Splendid Sampler. This is actually one of my fabrics, but I try and sneak in some really graphic fabrics like that, but most of my fabrics are cute little animals, and I don't have any cute little animals in these, except for now. Now I have that kitty fabric that I just added. So those are my only cute little animals, and those ones aren't even mine. Oh, I'm happy like a little hedgehog. Alright, so I gave it a starch. Let's go down. Oh, you have a laminator, and we'll run a sheet through there. Oh, that makes sense. Alright, I'm going down slow, so hopefully it doesn't flip on us. Okay, so I think I'm going to draw on the right side of the fabric, because I don't think it's going to matter, because this includes the seam allowance. See, it includes the seam allowance there, so I'm never going to see these pencil marks. And I'm going to draw it on the right side of the fabric just because then I can see, I'm going to fussy cut, so then I can see my directional lines here. So I need 4 of these, but you know what? I'm going to just do 1. I'm going to do 1 all the way through because I want to just see this technique and see how this whole origami little Dresden technique works. So, all right, I'm going to just trace 1 of these. And again, I want them all kind of shooting out, so I'm going to go, everything should follow this up and down line here, like if I had to draw, a thing. All my lines should follow that direction. So with here, it would go this way, and with these, it would go kind of that directional too. So that's my directional reminder. All right, let's go right there. Yeah, I suppose it would have been pretty annoying to trace all of these with just that tiny little piece of paper. So yeah, this is definitely nicer already, just a thick cardstock or something. Or a little postcard, or, cereal box or something. All right. I think I want to use my nice big scissors. I like my big Kai scissors. That'll be better for these, I think. So I'm going to cut this guy out. Already crooked. There we go. Junk mail, yeah, exactly. That'd work great. I totally cut this crooked already. I was looking ahead and not looking right at the line underneath me. That's pretty good. That's okay though. Okay, I did not do a good job at drawing that line on. I'm going to have to do that again right here. I can match it up over here. Oh wow, I'm like way off. Hold the phone, people, we gotta do this again, I think. Yeah, look at this, this is way off. I'm gonna cut this line completely over. This guy over here first, I think. Ooh. All right. There. Now we have less bulk around. Let's see if I can cut this straight now. going to go slower and pay more attention. How about that? All right. You know, technically, I should probably be going a hair to the inside of these lines, since I drew the pencil lines on the outside of the template. All right, but I think this is decent. Let's just see if this works. I'm sure I'll get a little bit better as this goes along. All right, so here is where the magical stuff comes in. Okay, fold the Dresden plate in half with right sides together. So that's important, the right sides. And then sew a scant 1/4 inch seam allowance across the top. Okay, let's do that much. So right sides together. We fold it like this. Here, I'll just get the instructions out here so you guys can see this too. So we're doing this right now. Folding right sides together. And then we sew a scant 1/4 across the top here. So let's scooch over to the sewing machine. Let me point you guys up. All right. Get that turned on. So right sides together and a scant 1/4. I'm just going to kind of finger press this so I get that fold in there. Okay, and then I'm going to go right along this top, the wide part there. We're going to get the stiletto out too to help us along. Okay, so then we get this. Let's scooch back over. Okay, so next is carefully clip the top corner, leaving a few threads with the stitch 9. Yeah, it's pretty chilly. It wasn't warm today, that's for sure. I did go for a walk outside, but I had to wear a coat and everything. So I'm just snipping right there. That's just to reduce the bulk. So I'm pretty close. Here, let's get in focus there. Focus. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm pretty close to the seam right there. It really doesn't want to focus here. Let's get... Oh, there it goes. Okay. So right there. I'm not all the way to the seam, but I am close. And the reason is I want to reduce bulk there. So all right, let's continue. So the next part is finger press the seam open, turn the point right side out. All right, so I think we first turn the point right side out. So we're going to flip it inside out like this. Kind of like, you know, if we were doing a stuffed animal or something, we'd flip it inside out. So that's kind of weird and interesting. So we made like this little cap thing. And then we are flattening it out like this. So let's really get this point out. Let's see, I wonder if I can stick the stiletto in there. Help it along. Oh, the purple thing. See, that's another gadget that I've never used before. I've seen those before, but I haven't, you know what would work better? The tip of my pencil, because that doesn't have a sharp point. You know what? It's been kind of on my list of widgets that would be interesting to try. the purple thing. That's what it's actually called, the purple thing. And it's to help. Well, it does a lot of different things, I think. So I kind of flattened the seam allowance in here a bit so it lays a little flatter, but that's basically it right there, right? You put a hole in the end. Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm pushing with I'm using this pencil instead because I won't poke a hole in it. It's got a dull point there, but it'll still get my point. All right, that is basically our Dresden right here. So what we're going to do now is we are going to, wow, it doesn't look quite like the same shape, does it? Hers look a little, mine are kind of long here, aren't they, compared to these? Well, I guess we'll just have to keep going and see what happens. It looks slightly different in shape than this, but, you know, that's what we're going to get. So, all right, I am going to press this, and I'm going to use, it'll work out. Okay, good. I'm going to press the back of this, because on the back, I can line up this seam with the fold that I've put in. So I can kind of see that fold still. I'm going to line those two up so they're centered, and then we'll give the front a good press, and then that's one. So that wasn't too hard. That flip inside out thing was kind of interesting. That was new to me for sure. So let's finish this one, and then let's make a bunch of them. Let's make 11 more of them tonight, and hopefully we can start sewing them together, or we'll see how far we get. Okay, so again, I am matching up that seam right here with the fold, and I've opened up the seams too, so I have a open seam allowance there. Okay. So we're just gonna press there. Yeah, it is easy. Like, this was so fun. I mean, this is the thing, like, I thought it was going to be a whole English paper piecing thing where you wrap a shape around another shape and then tie it all together, basically. But this is much easier. This is like fancy quilting magic stuff again, which is just fun. I mean, that's why I'm loving the Splendid Sampler. I'm learning all these crazy, wacky tricks. So there we go. This is our first little Dresden shape. Again, here's the back. We turned that top inside out. Fun. So here we go. You can kind of see the directions of the line, so that will be like that all the way around. So all right, let's do 11 more of these. All right, let's flip down. Oh, that might have been too fast. Let me know if we flipped around at all. Get you in focus again. So okay, we need 3 more of these red guys. So let's get him out of the way. Oh, you have 4 different rulers, especially for Dresden. I think the shape will be better when sewn together. I'm hoping so. I'm thinking maybe the shape that she just had drawn there was just a little off. Oh, we did flip. Okay, I'll flip you guys back. All right, I think I just went too fast. If I go slower, then it stays happier. All right, let's go right about there. I think I'm going to go kind of back and forth like this. As long as I keep these verticals, I think I'll be fine, but then I'll use up less fabric, I think. Oop. Need to get this out again. Not sure we're in focus all the way. There we go. Okay. Again, you know, it's probably smarter to do this on the wrong side of the fabric, but I'm fussy cutting it here, so I want to get it on the. I want to be able to see what I'm doing. That's why I'm doing it on the right side of the fabric. But the seam allowances are included in this shape, so you're never going to see these pencil lines. All right, there's one. I'm going to actually scooch over so your pencils. Why pencil, not marker? I don't know, because I have it. I could use marker too. That'd be perfectly fine as far as I think. Now I could probably go right up against this, but I think I'm not. I think I'm gonna just keep going the way I'm going, just to play it safe. Sometimes with pen and marker and all that, I get a little worried about how it's gonna affect the fabric over time, and I don't know, I guess for some reason I don't think about that so much with pencil. I could use my water-soluble marker, but I don't know, pencil's fine. Oh, is that what happened? You added the seam allowances. You know what? I saw that in the instructions. and it was a little odd. So right here, see, on the circles, it says add seam allowance, but we don't really know that that's not applying to the template. I only guessed because it has this dotted line out here, but this add seam allowance here makes it confusing, for sure. There's actually one other confusing part in the pattern that I think it's a line that I think step 4 in this pattern isn't really supposed to be there. I think that whole line can be deleted. Although, once I start going, it might occur to me that, oh, that's why I needed that step number 4. But I read through this twice, and I'm like, I don't get. Yeah, 30,000 pattern testers. I know exactly right. I'm like, I don't understand that step number 4. So if you guys get step number 4, once we get to the circles and all that sort of stuff, let me know. But to me, it doesn't really make any sense at all. So, all right, let's do these. We'll go piece by piece, or fabric by fabric, because then I can get rid of all my excess fabric, which is nice in my small workspace. I'm gonna actually just trim this whole. Well, maybe I'll trace them all and I'll just trim them out like this, and then we'll just spend some time cutting. How about that? There. So here's my first thing. Let's get rid of this fabric. Let's get rid of those, and let's trace. These ones I think I'll draw on the back because I can easily see the design through this one. The red it was difficult to see the direction of everything. So I suppose we should spray starch all these too. Alright, let's do it. If I spray starch one, I suppose I should spray starch the rest of them, right? So let's do that right away. And I'll do it for the blue fabric as well. Here we go. I'm using the flatter spray again in Fig. It smells good. I like it. Sizzle. Okay. So there. Wow! There we go. And let's do this blue right away. Wow, I have a lot of these fabrics left. Some of my fabrics I started out with a fat quarter, and I don't have hardly any of it left. You know what? I think I'm going to go down this side because then I can just go little bits there. I have, I think it must be in one of those Essex linens. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those. I think it's an Essex linen, and that one I'm practically out of, and I'm super sad because I would love that to be like the background of everything. But I think I only had a fat 1/8 of that too. That could be, or I don't know. I'm just using it up quicker than everything else. I haven't used these white ones very often yet. All right, we're starched. Let's go back down here. Slowly this time. Hopefully it stays in the correct orientation. All right, let's get this guy out of the way. Okay, let's trace some more of these guys. We're doing it in this tiny area here. This time I'm on the wrong side, just because I can see the pattern through it. I suppose I wouldn't have to keep drawing over my lines like this zigzaggy thing that I'm doing if I used a marker or a pen, but I'm already down this road and using it, so I'm gonna keep going. Where can I get the flatter? I'll have a link to it in my post of the replay of this on YouTube. It's for Amazon. I'll have a link to Amazon. But if you have a local quilt shop by you, they might carry it. Otherwise, you'll probably have to find it online. And I'll have an Amazon link to it in the replay on YouTube. Oh, and my YouTube, if you guys don't know, I put all these up the next day on YouTube, and my YouTube is Penguin and Fish Movies, all one word. So if you do a search for that, Penguin and Fish Movies, it should pop up. It's my little fish guy is the graphic here. I was watching the YouTube replay today and I was trying to give hearts. Oh, funny. Yep, can't give hearts on the YouTube like you can here. That's funny. I'm gonna start a live chatting thing on Twitch too, and I don't know if you can do the hearts there. I've done something like that before too. I don't know what it was, but I wasn't on. Maybe I was on YouTube. Oh, you know what? I think I was on Facebook Live or something, and I started trying to tap the screen, and then it just messed everything up. But I was in something and tried to give hearts to the person too, and I'm like, oh, this is not Periscope. Alright. Oh, I forgot I need one more in here. I was thinking that I'm only cutting 3, but I need another one. So let's do one right here, I guess. Maybe I should do one by all this cut stuff, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna go here. I only did 3 of the last one because I did one right from the get-go, so I only need 3 additional. This one, I need 4 additional. Oh, thanks! I'm happy you like my little hedgehog. Yeah, that's from one of our kits and patterns, and he's kind of all over the place. In penguin and fish land, it's all about the hedgehogs, which is kind of ironic. I don't actually have a penguin and fish kit or pattern, but I do hedgehogs. So let's cut this out. I'm just going to, again, just cut kind of around the shapes, and we'll cut them down a little bit better once I get rid of all my fabric hanging out here. All right, there's that. One more set of 4. But yeah, I'm super happy that we did one quick up front because then we could get a feel of it already. All right, here's where my starch is. So again, I'm using these lines. I'm going in the direction of these lines. So I don't want to like angle it like this or something because then we'll be looking. I was looking for a sticky fail or something. Oh, it's Oh, did you email me today? I haven't gotten back to the email yet. It should be if you go to the stitch section, it should be in that area that comes up. It might be towards the top even. It's some weird blue packaging, and actually the image that I have on there isn't very good, but it's sulky, and it's that dark blue and black packaging. I'll send you the link. I think I saw your email today. I'll send you the link when we're done here. Alright, there we go. I bought 2 a few days ago. There were only 2 left after my purchase. Oh, maybe I have to stock up. Okay, well, that's probably the problem. I got more in stock, and I guess I didn't put it in the shoot. I guess it's unlisted. Well, that sucks. Well, good. At least we figured it out. I will list more. Yeah, I do actually have some more. I'm just digging into a different area that I wasn't planning on digging into. I didn't realize that I didn't have them all listed. So, all right, I will. I do actually have some yet. So I will relist some and get it up right after we're done here. So it'll be within probably 20 minutes after I'm done here. Or it'll be up tomorrow too. But well, thanks for letting me know, guys. That would have been a bummer if that was out of the shop for a while. That is some good stuff, that Fabricelli. What did you use sticky Fabricelli for? I use it for embroidery. So I love it for the sole reason that I don't ever have to trace my embroidery designs anymore. I just photocopy it or print it right to the Fabricelli. I sell on my site the 8.5 by 11 size of Fabricelli, so you can, of sticky Fabricelli, I should say, it's sticky Fabricelli, and you can run that right through the printer. So I print the design right out on there. It doesn't matter how intricate because it's just a printout. So it saves so much time and energy trying to figure out and trace your design, especially if you're on a really fussy fabric, like if you're stitching on a felt, for example, or a really dark fabric that's difficult to trace through. It's awesome. So you print it out, and then it pulls off like a sticker off the paper backing, and then you stick it on your fabric, and then you stitch through both your fabric and the sticky Fabricelli, and then it washes right out in like I wash it out with a bowl of water when I'm done, and I think I probably have a couple videos up on that, but I'm in the process of putting all my videos back up in the right spot, so I probably don't have a very easy link to see how it comes out, but I'm working on that still. But I do have a few blocks right now, too, actually, that need it to come out. I need to finish that the walk in the park, or the Nature's Walk, that's what it's called, right? I need to finish that block yet. And once I finish that block, then I'll have a few blocks that I can take the Fabricelli off. So we'll have a whole thing on that coming up once I can finish all those blocks. But yeah, I love it, again, for the reason that you don't have to trace anything. Okay, we have all of these traced here. And then here's our little guy that we have done. So I'm going to just start cutting these out, and I think we'll hopefully get them at least all cut out tonight, and then tomorrow we'll just make a pile of these, and I think by the end of tomorrow we should have our full circle done, I'm thinking, because this wasn't all that hard. I don't think this is going to take long. So tomorrow we will, because I think we'll cut these all out today. Maybe we'll even get some sewing in today yet. But I'm hoping to finish all these guys by tomorrow, and then that will be Friday. Saturday, so then there's one more day. Oh man, this might be an unfinished project again too, I'm thinking. I'm getting further and further behind, guys. Rotary cutter, oh, that's not a bad idea. Let's do that. That'll speed things up. I like it. Good thinking, Janelle. Okay, we're gonna do that instead. Here we are. Rotary cutter out. Woohoo! Here we go. Yeah, this is going to be way faster. Let's actually go with this one right away since we're kind of at that same angle. Oh man, that's right. I forgot that I have to switch my blade here. All right, I got to make myself a note. I don't have any note paper. Ah, well. Here's a little piece. New blade. There. That's my reminder for myself. Throwing it on my computer so I can see it. Yeah, we'll just scooch around all these blocks. Much more fun than cutting them all. So I always put the protector, the guard on when I'm done cutting. It's totally it's totally a habit now. I need an assistant to change blades for me and stuff. Hand this to them, they can change the blade and hand it back to me. Sounds good. Yeah, this is way faster. This is much nicer. So, all right, there's one. Let's trim this guy out. I suppose I can trim both of these lines. They're parallel, kind of. This guy out of the way, and then do this line right away. Again, I'm erring towards the inside of my pencil mark, just because I drew on the outside of the pencils of my template. So there is kind of, probably a 32nd of an inch or less, a 64th of an inch there. But as we have found out through all these blocks, those tiny bits add up real quick. to flipped. Oh man, that's getting annoying, isn't it? Okay, let's go up and slowly down. Unfortunately, I can't lock my phone in horizontal. I can only lock it in vertical. Portrait. I can't lock it in landscape. So that's kind of a huge bummer. That sure be nice. I think when I start trying out these Twitch things, I keep talking about it because that's kind of my plan for Saturday. I'm going to kind of sit here and really try and figure out the whole Twitch thing and set up my profile a little bit more. But with Twitch, I think I'll be shooting with a real camera. It won't be my phone anymore. So that'll change things up a little bit. This is so much faster. This is a good idea, people. Man, I really do need to change the blade. I'm just getting that one tiny little thread that's holding, which means I have one little nick somewhere along this circle. And when it rolls over the nick, it's rolling over that one tiny thread that's not being cut because there's a nick that it's skipping. So that's why I'm always getting like one tiny thread hanging on. That's where the nick was. Which makes me have to go over it again. Which sucks. That's can get annoying real fast. And if it's like a real knife and a cutting board and stuff. I mean, when your knife gets dull, it gets harder and harder to cut through things, and it becomes more and more dangerous because you're pressing harder, and if you're pressing harder, there's more chance for you to like miss and cut fingers, and that's bad news. So yeah, like I feel myself pushing down harder, and that's bad. So we'll definitely get a new blade on there. I have oodles of blades. I actually, I don't know, has anyone here used a rotary blade sharpener, like one of those mechanical ones where you put it in and it sharpens it? I would love to know how those work because I go through a lot of blades because we cut all of our. Oh, where to go to watch the rest? It will be on YouTube. Go to Penguinandfish Movies and follow me there. It'll be there in the morning. I cut that crooked. But yeah, I go through a lot of rotary cutter blades for our embroidery kits because all our embroidery kits have muslin in it. Oh, no problem. Thanks for watching. Yeah, it's also going to be here on Periscope for another 24 hours, so you can watch it here. However, if you watch it on YouTube, it'll be crystal clear and shiny and pretty. I'm going to just try and trim this one. I moved a little bit. But yeah, so I go through a lot of blades, and I keep all of them because in my head, like someday I'll figure out a way to sharpen them all. And I've seen those mechanical ones, not in person, but I've seen them online, where you take the blade off and you put it in there, and it must sharpen it somehow. I don't quite know. I don't quite know what the whole process is. But I've tried the ones where you just rub it along the edge, so you're trying to get both blades by just going like this a bunch of times, and I have not had luck with that at all, the manual one. So I'm thinking I need to upgrade to it's either upgrade to a machine one and then hope that it works, electronic one, and hope that it works. Otherwise, it's keeping on buying a ton of these blades, and I hate just throwing them out. So I'd love to find a solution to that. I suppose I should just read some reviews or something on it. I haven't dug down that deep. It's just been in my head, something I should do. I haven't researched it much yet. We're cruising along. I think we're halfway. Yeah. That was the halfway point there. I think these are going to be really fun when they're done. Like I said, I've never done these Dresden shapes before, and it's that whole funny origami flipping around thing too, which is really cool. And the only other time I've done that was like block, what was it, block 23, 24? That block a couple blocks ago with that fun, really pointy triangle in it. That was done with some origami magic. Flipped again. All right. I don't think the phone likes all this movement. So you guys get to keep seeing. Oh, you flipped. Oh, yeah. So if you just rotate your phone, then sometimes it goes back. All right. Well, here we go. Let's get in focus again. I actually have a Dresden ruler. Oh, did your first Dresden plate in September? Did you do it? Did you machine do it, or did you all do it all by hand? Or I'm curious how that turned out, Anthony. Oh, no problem. I just had to go up and back down again. No biggie. Oh, guys, so, I mean, it's big news to me, but it's not like big news to anybody else. But my husband, he does films, and he does like motion graphic stuff for companies and that sort of thing. But he's been working on this short film for like 2 years now. Machine to join, but hand applicate down. Okay, well that's kind of exactly what we're doing here, Anthony. So that's kind of cool. I like the idea that we can do some machine stuff that is not all hand done. But this evening he finished his he picture locked tonight, which basically means that he's past the editing. He's not doing any more editing. The editing is done, so the picture is locked. And from that point, now he's going to start doing all the special effects and sound and color and music and all this other stuff. Like, it's barely done. It's got all that other stuff yet. But the actual editing, which is a big deal, I mean, that's like really where the storytelling and all that comes in. So it takes forever, and it eats your brain cells and all this crazy stuff to just get it right. And he picture locks tonight, and that was our big deal here this evening. So he was pretty happy with that. That was a long time coming. But yeah, he's got a bunch of friends all lined up to do visual effects. It takes place in the snow, and it's so cold. So we're gonna add a little bit more blowing snow. There's some blowing snow in all the footage already because it was cold and there was a lot of blowing snow. Here's another one of my little mix. But we're gonna add to it, and like he's gonna basically delete trees and delete brush and all that because it's supposed to be just like a white kind of wasteland. So special effects. I read it in the instructions and couldn't tell if the pointy ends get stitched down to the final block. I'm thinking so. I'm thinking this whole entire thing, we're making this kind of circle deal here, and I'm thinking every little bit gets stitched down to whatever our background block is. So yeah, I'm thinking yes. That would just be my guess. I mean, I haven't read the instructions more, but it would seem weird to me for that not to be the case. So I'm guessing, yeah, you stitch all the way around. I mean, it'll just be stitched like this, though, because these will all be connected to the rest of them. Oh, jeez, there we go. Oops. Oh, yeah, we could do a blanket stitch around the whole thing. I'm kind of tempted to do that just little applique stitch, kind of like with a needle turn where you just use normal thread and you get just a tiny stitch and another tiny stitch and another tiny stitch. I kind of like that look. To me, it looks like really old and vintage, and I don't know, I'm kind of into it lately. Mostly because what I always have done is the blanket stitch thing, so now with this whole little hand-stitched, that little applique stitch, or it's called other stuff too, that type of stitch. I'm thinking I'm gonna do that. Kind of into it now. I'm gonna on a mystery shop hop. Ooh! Oh, with Rosebud's Cottage tomorrow. Oh, that's awesome. Well, if you see Roseanne, tell her I say hi. Oh, I think she sold it, though. I think she sold Rosebud's Cottage. I don't know. She might still be there for it. That sounds like fun. How does a mystery hop work? Yeah, I don't know. Would you get on a bus or something and then just get driven around? Or, yeah, I guess I don't know how that works. I know a lot of shop hops are kind of a bus thing, so that would be something. Oh, she moved too. I guess I didn't really know that she... I know that she moved out of her space, and I think she sold the business or something. Or maybe she didn't. Oh, or maybe... What was it? Did she just sell the physical shop and now she's just not a physical shop anymore, but still has Rosebud Cottage? Maybe that's what it is. It's something I should know, but my brain isn't talking to me right now. All right, 2 more. We're almost done. I think we'll still call it for the night, though. I think it's getting about time, but we got one of these guys done, and I'm really happy about that. That means tomorrow we can just crank through all of these, especially now that we have them all cut. Well, actually, we can even chain piece all these, the top seams all at once. We'll do it just all at once, really quick. I'm thinking we can get the circle thing going. Oh, she's still in the area with her wool group. Oh, that's good to know. I haven't been up there for a while. That'd be fun to join her wool group. I used to do a lot of stuff with wool. I actually made a lot of stuffed animals with wool, which I still really like doing. I just haven't done it in a while. And we have to end up with one little tiny piece. There we go. All right. Remember, I gotta get my new blade. We'll just stick that right with here. I'll take care of that tonight. Yeah, probably tomorrow, because I don't feel confident in switching a blade tonight. But here we go. Here are all our little Dresden pieces, and they will and all our scraps. We'll trade them off. So they'll all be going in their cute little circle. Oops, let's get it so you guys can see. They'll go in the little cute circles. And this won't actually match up because, I'm not accounting for seam allowances or anything. But, it's going to be fun. It's going to be cute. You know what? I'm going to just keep going. Let's put the whole thing in a circle. Might as well. Putz around tonight yet. Alright. And there we go. So, in theory, that should match up. And then, we have the seam allowances and stuff to deal with yet. So there we go, guys. All right, I'm going to flip you around. We will call it a night, and we will crank this thing out tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. So that's Friday, and then Saturday we'll work on the circles and all the rest of it, but we're not going to get the whole thing done before our new block on Sunday. So yet again, this will be my 6th unfinished block, so how's that? Are any else of you guys 6 behind now? You'll have to let me know. All right, I'm going to flip you guys around. Howdy. So here are how small these itty bitty little pieces are. So cute though. I'm really excited to see where this ends up. Again, I've never done anything like this before. Pretty excited. Only 6% behind. Yep, I'm only 6% behind, exactly. It's a nice thing about 100 blocks. It's really easy to figure out. Oh, Janelle, you're awesome, and same thing here. I mean, I'm just so blessed to have all you guys here and just hanging out with me, and I learned so much from you, and it's just been awesome. I love doing this. I love being here, and I love going through these blocks with you guys, and I'm learning with everyone. Like I said, I've never done this before. This Dresden thing. I've actually never done a lot of this quilting stuff before, so I'm, we're gonna be like superstar masters when we're done with these 100 blocks, and that's pretty awesome. And it's pretty awesome that there's like 20,000 people making this quilt too. It's just insane. I bet you can go to any fabric store and there'll be people there working on it. So it's awesome. Yes, I'm learning, and that is my most favorite thing about crafting, is just trying new stuff. And it's like superpowers. I say in my newsletters and stuff, it's like getting a secret superpower every new thing you learn, and I just love that. So, all right, guys, we are going to continue all these tomorrow. We're going to get this circle done. I know we can get it done tomorrow, this circle, and we'll do it. 9:30 p.m. And again, you can watch the replay of this if you want to just see how to do this Dresden block again. At Penguin and Fish Movies, so youtube.com/Penguin and Fish Movies, or do a search for Penguin and Fish Movies, and it'll be there. Hopefully by tomorrow morning. We'll see. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Good night.